Jan Koum. Jan Koum, the co-founder of WhatsApp, was born on February 24, 1976, in a small village outside Kyiv, Ukrainian SSR, Soviet Union. He was the only child born to Jewish parents. His mother was a housewife and his father was a construction manager. The family had to go through many hardships. Their house had no electricity and hot water. They rarely talked on phones because they were often tapped by the government. Since birth, Koum lived a simple life. The town was affected by political regimes. In an interview, Koum described life in his hometown. It was so run down that a school didn't even have an inside bathroom. Imagine the Ukrainian winter, minus 20 degrees Celsius, where little kids have to stroll across the parking lot to use the bathroom. Society was extremely closed off. You can read 1984, but living there was experiencing it. To escape these adverse conditions, the family decided to migrate to the United States. So, leaving the communist environment behind, Koum, along with his mother and grandmother, moved to Mountain View, California in 1992. His father had planned to join later, but he fell ill and passed away in 1997. With the help of his social support program, Koum and his family managed to get a 2-bedroom apartment. Koum found it difficult to adjust in a new country, and his teenage life was affected. The family had to struggle a lot. Nevertheless, life had to go on. His mother started working as a babysitter, and he worked as a cleaner at a local store. He saved some money and managed to join high school, where he developed an interest in programming. He bought computer manuals from a local store and then returned each one of them after reading it. The moment life seemed normal, another tragedy befell Koum. His mother was diagnosed with cancer and ultimately passed away. His adversities made him stronger. By the age of 18, when he had passed high school, he had become a self-taught computer network engineer. This interest in programming motivated Koum to enroll at San Jose State University. While attending college, Koum also worked with Ernst & Young as a security tester. During this time, he also joined a group of hackers called W00W00 that began in 1996. In 1997, working on an assignment for Ernst & Young, he met early Yahoo employee Brian Acton. The assignment was for the new search engine Yahoo. Koum was assigned the task of inspecting security levels at the company's advertising system. Here, Koum found himself sitting face to face with Acton. Acton liked Koum's no-nonsense style. After 6 months, Koum got the biggest opportunity of his life. He interviewed at Yahoo and got selected as an infrastructure engineer. At Yahoo, Koum worked with Acton and realized that they had many similarities. They struck up a great rapport. Now, this was when he was still studying at San Jose State University. After a few days of Koum's joining, Yahoo suffered a systems breakdown. Koum was called up and asked to come immediately to solve the problem. At the moment, Coombe was attending his class. He was in a fix. He had to choose between the university and Yahoo. He chose Yahoo. For the next 9 years, Coombe and Acton worked together at Yahoo. While working together, they became good friends. They also discovered their mutual interest in the social media world. Yahoo did not give them a chance to work in their area of interest. So, in the year 2007, they quit their jobs to explore newer avenues. The two took a year off and traveled through South America and played Ultimate Frisbee. After a year, they returned to the US. Both of them applied for jobs at Facebook and Twitter. Unfortunately, both of them were rejected. In 2009, Coombe bought a new iPhone. He visited the App Store and realized the market potential for iPhone-compatible applications. This gave him a brilliant idea to create a new mobile application that would enable low-cost and convenient communication to its users. Thrilled with the idea, Coombe rushed to Acton and shared it with him. The two then founded their company. Coombe at once chose the name WhatsApp because it sounded like "What's up?" On February 24, 2009, on Coombe's birthday, they founded WhatsApp Inc. in California. They promised that their company would never connect with advertising agents. Coombe and Acton launched the WhatsApp Messenger in early 2010. At its initial stages, WhatsApp kept crashing or getting stuck. This continued for a long time and Coombe was frustrated. He lost all hope and was on the verge of giving up. But Acton motivated him and asked him to wait for some more time. Eventually, after a few months, WhatsApp started gaining popularity as there were not many other instant messengers during that time. Soon, it became the largest messaging platform in the world. While Acton focused on the financial aspect of the app, Coombe looked into the technical side. The popularity of WhatsApp attracted the attention of Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. He contacted Coombe for the first time in 2012 and the two met at a coffee shop in Los Altos, California. Their meetings lasted for years. Finally, on February 9, 2014, Zuckerberg proposed a deal to Coombe to join the Facebook board. After 10 days, Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion. Coombe became one of the richest entrepreneurs in the world. Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.